And we are live. Welcome, brothers, to another show. First and foremost, I want to say good morning to the brotherhood. Hope all is well wherever you're at, whether you're in the States or you're overseas. Hope all is well, man. Very good topic today. Very good show today. Title, why traveling abroad is still remains the best option for brothers. And I'm going to go over some things about what happened to the brother in Barranquilla, Colombia. He actually had a YouTube channel, and I'm going to show you a video once a few more people come into the room. I know a lot of people, it's been pictures put up. It's not even him. And I want you guys to just see a video, because when you see a video, man, you can really catch the essence of the brother. I know a lot of guys in the group are saying that, hey, he was flashy and all that good stuff. But, I want to say rest in peace to the brother once again, man, a very good brother. And like I said, once I get a few more people in the room, I'm going to show a video that he posted last month sometime. It looked like he was just arriving to Barranquilla. He was excited. So you guys can kind of get the essence, of the brother. He wasn't like no flashy guy or anything like that. So I'm gonna show the video pretty soon. But first, I'm gonna go over some updates currently in Colombia. Let me go ahead and give a few shout outs for the guys already in the room. Shout out to my brother, it's Jay Clyde. He says, salute 100. Shout out to my brother, Jay Clyde. He's out here right now. Good morning, Larry Glass. He says, peace and blessings to the chat. Good morning to you guys. So currently, the reason I couldn't cam up today, man, is because we are on full lockdown mode in Medellin, Colombia, and everybody in the country is probably using their Wi-Fi right now. Well, in the city is probably using their Wi-Fi right now. The streets are pretty much bare and empty. You might see a few taxis here and there. A few people walking back and forth to their jobs. But for the most part, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, within them 3 days, you're not supposed to be outside. You can go to the store, but that's pretty much it. You probably can go to the druggeria, pharmacia. You can go to the grocery store. They are doing a very strict toque de queda, which means it's not odd and even numbers any longer. It actually falls on the last digit of your cellular, which would be your passport or your driver's license or any type of photo ID that you have. So I believe it's like 1 to 2 Monday, 2, 3 Tuesday, 4, 5 on Wednesday. So something, basically like that. So they're very restrictive. We are on full restrictions out here in Colombia right now. And it looks like it's going to last throughout the month. And there's a possibility, unfortunately, fellas, that is going to last through June as well, because you do have some upcoming holidays here in Colombia, specifically Mother's Day. They're saying that the hospitals are full. They have no more beds for the ICU. So if you guys do plan on coming to Colombia, I would suggest going to Cartagena, unless you already have some connections out here in Medellin, Colombia, because people are still partying, believe it or not. They're not supposed to be, but there's this big finca party out here this weekend. There's a few finca parties going on. And then people are, renting out these huge Airbnb apartments with pools in them to kind of keep the stuff flowing. Even some of the club owners are doing that. They try to keep the employees paid and everything. So if you're familiar with Medellin, you definitely can come out here, fellas, and have a good time. But I suggest, Cartagena might be your best option, because even Santa Marta, Cali, Colombia, Barranquilla are on full restrictions right now. I think Cali has a 6 p.m. curfew. I believe the same for Santa Marta. I believe the curfew is extended on the weekends a few more hours. But Cartagena is the least restrictive because it's a big tourist hub, and they want to keep them dollars. And I'm not sure if the coronavirus has spiked in Cartagena, or the numbers are just not as high as they are in Medellin, Colombia, because we do have a large population of people here in Medellin, Colombia. But currently, as it stands, I believe the curfew is midnight on the weekends and 10 p.m. during the week. So that'd be like Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, midnight. And a lot of guys that are even in the group are leaving Medellin and going to Cartagena. So yes, guys, on top of that, I went down and talked to a lawyer yesterday. Shout out to my brother Rob, who owns the Vibes Night Lounge and Rob's VIP spot in Parquilleres. He referred me to a very good lawyer, speaks pretty good English. And I went down to his office yesterday, right? And the lawyer's office, I assumed that it was like in Provenza or, Poblado, but it wasn't. It was actually near downtown, close to the barrios. It was like walking distance, maybe a few blocks from the barrios. So as I'm going down there, I'm like, wow, this is really, we really in the city. This is not, no touristy or I would say bougie area like it is in Poblado. So as I'm going down there, I'm kind of feeling the energy of the city. I'm talking with the taxi driver, and he showed me a picture of them being on strike. So they had looks like almost 50 to damn near 100 taxis all downtown blocking the road with signs on their cars. He was like, yeah, man, we're very upset with the president. Basically, he gave us a 19% price hike on everything during the middle of a pandemic. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That's very insane. So I do believe April 28th is, a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a pretty massive protest out here, not only in Medellin, Colombia, pretty much all over the country, because they're really fed up. I could feel the tension in the air a little bit. When I went in there in the building, they had armed security, standing outside. It was funny because I rode up to him, right? I rode up to him and he was blocking the doorway. And I'm like, permiso, or excuse me, sir, I need to, go upstairs basically and talk with my lawyer. And he still kind of gave me, a look. But then I told him the lawyer's name, and then he heard my accent, of course, because I was speaking, a little broken Spanish to him. And he's like, oh, okay, come on up. But at first he had like the screw face on. So that kind of lets you know what type of environment you're in, and just be aware of, because things are tough out here right now. There's a lot of jobs that are not available. I think over 500,000. It's probably doubled by now. I read that article maybe about 3-4 months ago. And as I spoke with the lawyer, he was just saying that, things are very, very tense in the country right now. First off, because like I said, people don't have, their money. And he was saying, he's like, yeah, man, you Americans, y'all president gave y'all money. Like, the president gave, y'all stimulus checks. And I was like, yeah, the president of America, because that's the thing about being American. And, when you overseas, fellas, everybody thinks America just has it concrete together. And in many cases, they do. I was like, yeah, we did receive a few stimulus checks. And he was like, yeah, we didn't get that. He was like, you know what they did? I was like, what happened? He said, all the rich guys basically kept the money that the government was supposed to give us. So it stopped at the top. He said, that's just how Colombia rolls. So they were supposed to possibly get some type of stimulus checks, but nobody got them. They just, stopped at the very top. And on top of that, less jobs. On top of that, he was saying that this 19% tax is for everything out here. Yeah, Rome Will says, damn, of course the lawyer is next to the hood. That's where his customers are. Like how the bail bondsman in next to the jail. Exactly, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm talking to the lawyer, and I believe he might be the only lawyer in there, maybe. But this dude had a few of the baddest Colombian chicks working in his office, as expected. And he's introducing me to him. He introduced me to the women, like with a little smirk smile on his face, like, yeah, this is, Estrella, this is her. Because me and the lawyer have hung out a few times. So, he's a cool dude, might be in his late 30s or something like that. But he's very, very, he's a good guy, and I will refer him to any of the guys in the group if you need any type of legal services here as far as obtaining your visa or anything like that as well. You get in any trouble, he covers pretty much everything, real estate, legal issues, everything. He kind of discovers that. And you don't have to, he's not one of those lawyers that you have to pay for time or anything like that necessarily. So just a good guy overall, man. He was telling me all types of little tips about Colombia and the country. He was like, hey, man, never give anybody any money up front. Make sure everything is legitimate. Give them half if you have to, because it's a lot of, shiesty business practices going on, especially now. So it was good conversation. Like I said, he was just saying that the country is very tense right now. He was like, the tourists are not going to have any issues or anything like that. This is pretty much about us against the government and the mistreatment that we're getting from our government right now during the middle of a pandemic. And I was telling him, I said, the way things work, they do it to us in America to a certain degree. What I mean by that is they will always come out with something that sounds outrageous, even if it's taxes. Every president has said that they're going to lower taxes. Am I right, fellas? Almost every president since we've been born have said they're going to lower taxes. No president has lowered taxes, bro. They just say that. But what they'll do, I was telling him what they do is he's going to tell you 19%. He knows it's going to be protests, right? He knows it's just going to be, riots. They are anticipating this, trust me, because he's probably going to go up 10 to 15%. But if he starts off at very high at 19 to 20%, right? Once you strike, riot, protest, march, set some things on fire, you're going to think you won. Once you protest, you're going to think, oh, he's going to say, hey, okay, I was wrong. All fair is fair. We'll hike it up 10% because he only wanted to hike it up 10% in the first place. That's just like a negotiation business tactic, right? It was the same way they did in America when the Europeans came to America, and the Native Americans had a governance. A lot of people think that when the Europeans came to America, they just were just wild people running through the streets. No, you had states, governance, all that, right? You had these massive tribes that had a lot of land. So what the European did was he came and he said, hey, man, we just want a little bit of West Virginia. Okay, we just want a little bit of land. With their intention was taking it all every time. They did the same thing in Europe. Well, I believe it was World War I or World War II, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But when they went in, I forgot, I believe it was the British or the Germans. I'm not sure. But they always negotiate for something small at first, right? When their intention is to come in there, get intel, and take everything. So it's the same thing with the presidents, these governors. They really roll with the same playbook. Yeah, I'm going to say 19, even though we only want 10. And that way they'll feel like they won something. They'll give them an emotional high. It's always about manipulation. So we got 102 in the room, man. I'm going to go ahead and play the video. I posted in the Black Men Travels group because, like I said, it's been a lot of disinformation about the brother. Unfortunately, losing his life in Barranquilla. A lot of people saying, oh, you shouldn't be this, you shouldn't be that. The brother wasn't really stunning like that, guys. He just had a small little chain on. But like I said before, we was in Central a few months ago, and a guy had the same small little rope chain on, and somebody even snatched that. Like I said, he caught the guy, he ran and chased the guy and caught him and gave the chain back. But they don't look at it that way. Any type of gold, anything, unfortunately, they'll go for it. Now, was he set up? We're not going to go into that, fellas, because we don't know all the details. This show is really just to, have a moment of silence for the brother and condolences for his family. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video now. There we go. All right, here we go, fellas. Go here. And I'm going to catch that super chat in a moment, brother. I appreciate that. All right, here's the brother here. This is what I posted. I said whether it was for his chain or he was set up by his woman. excuse me, our good brother Timothy Reed did not deserve this. As you can see in the video, he was excited about starting a new chapter in life. Rest in power, brother. It's mentally draining seeing so many black men losing their lives early. Rest in peace to DMX, Black Rob, and Shock G, and so many other brothers that have lost their lives relatively early. But let me go ahead and start the video. Okay, let me do that. Hold on, fellas. Let me hold on. Give me 1 second, fellas. I guess I'm about to share the other screen real quick. Hold on. Let me stop that. All right. Let me go here. Okay, here we go. There's no sound. Hold on. I'm sorry about that, fellas. Hold on, fellas. Let me start that over. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try this way. Sorry about that, fellas. Let me start the video over.
Front of Bank of Colombia, where I now have my brand new business account here in Colombia, South America. So now I can conduct business all over the country. People can send me money to pay for my delicious food, and I'm off to the next step. So I'll be opening my restaurant very shortly. I have to legalize my money here. So I have to send my money from the United States, and they have to be legalized. And so once I get it legalized, then I can go and apply for my visa, which is the ultimate step, is to get my Colombian visa. Once I get my Colombia visa, that's a different story. But as of today, all I need to now is go and find me a place and start setting up for business and making money here in Colombia. And I did it in less than a month, y'all. Less than a month, I almost got everything organized. I'm going to buy me a building. I am not going to rent. I'm going to buy a building. I'm speaking it into existence right now. So stay tuned when I buy my restaurant. And it's going to be fire, y'all. It's going to be fire. So when y'all come to Carnival, y'all make sure y'all come and visit Q Spicy Ribs and Fish here in Barranquilla, Colombia. And hey, soul food in Colombia. That's what's happening. Soul food in Colombia. So stay tuned to that. Love y'all. Thank you to all the people in the bank. They was very helpful. They was beautiful people. The women, you already know, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But they was all nice and accommodating. The manager, Miss Jessica, she was very helpful. So I met the manager. Everything is lovely. Everything is lovely. It's summertime always here. And it's a wonderful place to be. And I am very happy right now. And stay tuned to big things are about to happen for me very soon. And once I start dishing out my dish, I'm gonna make sure I video it. Thank y'all. God bless you. Stay warm. Stay warm in Atlanta and the United States. And don't let them get y'all down. Stay up. Stay up.
All right. So let me go ahead and connect this back, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me stop this. Sorry about that. So yes, rest in peace to the brother. As you can see, he was a good brother, very intelligent, well-spoken, entrepreneur. He actually had a restaurant, I believe, in Atlanta as well. He was excited about starting this new chapter in life. So he wasn't just out there, stunning with no big, massive platinum chain or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into it because we don't know all the details of what happened. Was he set up? Was just a random robbery? They do have it on video, and in my opinion, they will catch these guys. They will interrogate the woman he was dating as well, and we're gonna find out soon exactly what happened. In my opinion, man. So I just wanted to, clear that up, man, because I saw a lot of guys. They was even posting, wrong pics in some of the Facebook groups, some of the YouTube channels. They were saying he didn't have any jewelry on because he didn't have any jewelry on his Facebook page. But, even that small of a chain, and it could be possibility that the locals were saying, hey, he just bought that building cash. So, the chain might be worth $1,000. I had a chain like that back in the day, and it was worth about $800, man. And $800 goes a long way in Colombia. The average salary of a Colombian is like, I want to say, my bro said either 30,000 or 60,000. I believe it's 60,000 pesos per day, which is about $20 a day. Okay, guys. So, I want you guys to be careful. This is just somewhat of a cautionary tale in general, but I want to preface this by saying you can get robbed anywhere in the world, fellas. The guy from the Pretty Ricky group was shot and robbed for his chain, I believe in Miami. I believe it was even his birthday. Countless brothers have been, robbed and killed for their chains. So this could happen anywhere in the world. And as far as setups, I've been set up personally twice by women in Atlanta. So it can happen anywhere, man. And this is just very unfortunate. So rest in peace to that brother. I'm not gonna go too much into the details because we're still trying to figure those out right now. But I just want you guys to see that this was a good brother. This was a good brother. Intelligent brother, and he was super excited, as you can see in the video. You can feel his energy, man. He was just excited to be out the matrix and starting that new chapter, man. So rest in peace to that brother. Also, rest in peace to our brother Shock G, man. That was very surprising because Shock G looked pretty healthy, wasn't nowhere near overweight, and he did a video. I think the same week he passed away, man. So rest in peace to Shock G. He had a lot to do with Tupac's success. He produced one of my favorite songs, I Get Around by Tupac, which still is one of my favorite songs, man. And a lot of us grew up, we were young, but we grew up listening to, Digital Underground and doing the Humpty dance. I don't think it was the first music video I saw, but I remember it being one of the first hip hop videos that I liked, This is like back in this had to be like the late 80s or early 90s. So, that's a big loss to hip hop. Like I said, you see him in documentaries, he had a real love for Tupac. We might not even never heard of Tupac if it wasn't for Shock G. So rest in peace to that brother. Rest in peace to Black Rob. Rest in peace to DMX as well. We're losing way too many brothers, way too young, man, because 50 is relatively young. Especially. So I just want to say, brothers, live your life, Don't get caught up in the States being miserable. Travel the world. It's just tough. It can be mentally draining seeing so many brothers lose their lives, early on, whether it be through violence, whether it be through, medical conditions, drug overdoses. It's tough, man. And I do believe that traveling the world will help put years on your life, man. It will put years on your life. It will put years on your life. Shout out to Rondo for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that $5, brother. He says, love your channel. Keep informing brothers of your choices. Exactly, brother. Exactly. So I was watching a Vlad TV interview with Ricky Williams. And this is to me is one of the best interviews I've seen on Vlad TV in a while. And the reason, I'm gonna bring it all together, guys, is because, Vlad, he likes clickbait, right? He likes to give you controversial topics. He's very versed in the way he asks his questions. He does his research. And as you can see, he has a pretty much, black audience, but a white audience as well. And what people like to see, people like to feed off negativity. And I like this interview because Ricky Williams had this smile on his face. Regardless if he's a multi-millionaire or not, Vlad TV always wanted to cross brothers up with the money. Like, yeah, you blew this money, almost like, yeah, you're kind of an idiot. I got stocks and, you know how Vlad gets down. Vlad is cool. He puts a lot of information out, especially within, I would say the black community whatsoever. But in this interview, Ricky Williams had a smile on his face, right? Ricky Williams is a world traveler. He's traveled around the world. And the way Vlad was asking the questions, which is like, hey, you got sued, you blew through your money, this, that, and the other. And Ricky Williams just had a smile on his face because he's like, yeah, I traveled the world. I retired from football early, and I traveled the world, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. Ricky Williams was like in Australia in the backwoods in the $7 tent. That was one of the videos he was talking about. The way Vlad was trying to set him up was just like, you blew your money, you quit the NFL, you're not successful. But Ricky Williams just remained calm and poised in the interview, and he had this smile on his face. And that's the smile of a world traveler. You don't have to be what everybody else wants you to be. When I used to see Ricky Williams back in the day, he was naturally talented. And he admitted it in the interview. He was like, man, I never really was really fully focused on football like that. It was just talent. I was just a warrior. And I just used to see a hole, I used to just run through it. And, sometimes these white folk get mad, right? When brothers might retire early, save their bodies from getting crushed. Every time you get hit, it's like a car accident. And it wasn't, you could tell with Ricky Williams' personality that it was never about the money. He did it for a while. He was good. He was a good back for Miami. I was a fan. I didn't like when he posed in the wedding dress on the ESPN cover. I thought that was strange. He had the white man, Mike Dicker, in a tux. I was like, man, what's going on with that? I didn't like that. Even when I was a kid, I didn't like that. But, it just goes to show you, just more social proof, fellas, that traveling is one of the best options for black men. Just leaving the country, even if it's for a moment, even if it's for a few weeks, guys. My suggestion, and I'm gonna get the super chat in a minute, brother. I appreciate that. My suggestion, man, is to just travel the world first. I know a lot of guys want to just, leave the matrix. A lot of guys in the Dominican Republic. Shout out to my brother Greg, Flip Flop. A lot of guys are coming to Colombia. But, find a country that you're comfortable with. Find a country that's reasonable for you. It might be Eastern Europe somewhere. You don't have to necessarily go back to Africa. Shout out to all my pro blacks that, want to go back to Africa and everything. There's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm going to visit Africa as well. But this is a large world, and black men have circumvented the globe for centuries. Okay? So we've always been around the world. Every black person you see in these countries besides Africa was not a slave, believe it or not. Okay, you got so much historical evidence of black men going around the world. You got the gold tip spears in South America and the Caribbean from the Mali Empire. Okay, you got all types of evidence in Europe. You got black statues, black arts, black paintings, you know, with royalty that they cover up. They don't show you guys, but every time you turn on the television, you will see black people in a submissive role in some of these shows like Game of Thrones, and, you know, black men being cucks, you know, all types of stuff, man. They always show us in a subservient role within their movies and their media. Even when you have movies like the Pirates of the Caribbean or the documentaries on the pirates, a lot of the pirates were actually black fellas. A lot of the pirates were Moors, you know, ex-sailors, you know, Black Sam. You see Black Sam is a white man. Why would you call Black Sam a white guy, black, anything? Just think about it for a moment, all right? On top of that, a lot of the pirates were actually raiding and liberating slave ships. You know, what reason would they have to do that if they were white men? So our history has been very doctored, man. It starts off with slavery, right, which is 400 years ago. We know we've been on this planet for much longer than that. And sometimes when we talk about traveling with certain groups of men, certain groups of brothers, they kind of look at it like it's this foreign entity and you're only traveling for one reason only. And that's just not true. And I kind of want to get brothers off of that a little bit, because I get hit all the time. Hey, man, you just did it to the chicas. You're traveling for the women. And I'm sitting here like, brother, you got to get out that thirsty mindset, okay? Because all the brothers I know out here, nobody's chasing women out here, brothers. Brothers come out here for the women, of course. You know, some brothers want to see beautiful, exotic women. They are here in abundance. But it's so different than being in the States. And I try to explain this to brothers, because brothers hit me up all the time. Man, you out there because of them women. I say, brother, it's much more. It's so much more to travel than just women. Now, brothers do what they do. No issue with that, of course. Black men in general, are going to do what they do. You know, this whole shaming thing that we have going on with even our own brothers, unfortunately, you know, that was pretty much seeded by white media, brothers. You know, always demonizing the black man's sexual libido, right? You know, black men had multiple wives. You know, black men are wanted by a lot of groups of women, a lot of different races of women. So they always demonize, you know, they had us on the cover of magazines, always raping white women. We look like, you know, they put us looking like gorillas. So our libido has always been weaponized against us, right? Listen, you're a red-blooded male, heterosexual male. It's okay to travel for women. It's okay to make arrangements with women. You're a man. Every other race of man does it. Okay? You know, the CIA, when they was going against Martin Luther King, they couldn't find any dirt, so they had to reach into his personal life. You know, when these men were doing the exact same thing, some of them were even cross-dressing in the CIA organization. So that's the way they always try to, you know, demonize natural behavior of black men, even our own right now, because it's been seeded in our indoctrination so much that you have. This is why you have so many black men worried about what other black men are doing in their personal lives. Instead of building with other brothers, you know, focusing on how we can liberate ourselves, you know, economically and work together and build our own economy and our own infrastructure, you would have a guy be like, oh, you're just traveling to do that. You're just traveling to, you know, you're a passport perv or you're a passport pimp, you know. And it's like running in circles with these guys, because these guys really don't have any solution. Most of these guys on YouTube monetize black male misery, really male misery in period, right? You know, but there's no solution. And it is a light at the end of the tunnel. Just simply change your locale. Let me go ahead and get to some of these super chats real quick, fellas. We in here, man. We in here heavy today. We got 125 in the room. All right, shout out to my brother Kamal Brooks. I believe I met you, Kamal. Did you come out here? I believe I met you, brother. He says, hey, bro, put us or me on to that lawyer. You can send it to my WhatsApp. Yeah, most definitely, man. I talked to the lawyer. I told him I was going to be referring some of my friends to him because he's a good guy, man. Like I say, you know, you really get to know somebody. You know, I'll never forget a guy had took me to a strip club one day, right? I was, you know, doing business with this guy. And this happened here and in America, but this is my story in America. So we had a little deal on the table. We had built actually a mobile app, live streaming before live streaming was even popular like that. You know, me and my ex-business partner, we built a mobile app, and we had a deal on the table. And you know, we were supposed to meet. You know, we had our suits on. We was going to meet this guy, a venture capitalist, and you know, he was like, "Hey man, I'm running late. Just meet me here. Just meet me at the strip club." And we was like, me and my business partner was just like, "Wait, what? Meet you at the strip club?" He was like, "Yeah, man, just meet me at the strip club." We was in downtown, so we went to meet the guy at the strip club, and we gave our presentation to him. You know, we had our suits on, we had our little paperwork, we had our little board and everything. We was telling him about the live feed feature that we have, and the guy loved it. And he was like, "You know, guys, so, you know, we didn't see the deal, but we did a handshake, right?" He was very interested, and he wanted to crush the numbers before he, you know, said anything concrete. So, you know, we ended up partying to like, I think we was in strip club from maybe 7 p.m. to had to be about 4 a.m. And me and my business partner, we kept our composure because the strip club owner was actually a friend of ours. And, you know, we was comfortable being in there because we used to, you know, be in a strip club. You know, Atlanta, you know, because the VC guy was actually African. So, you know, he had a good time. He was wild out having a good time. But for us, it was just like, man, we know these girls. We grew up with some of these girls. You know, we was there for business. You know, strip club culture in Atlanta is just like Waffle House. It's normal. So it's not. It's anything we haven't seen in strip club. Trust me. Especially the little hood and the hole in the wall strip clubs in Atlanta. And he said, "Guys, you know what?" And a brother said the same thing to me. Shout out to my brother here in Colombia. He said, "Guys, you know what? I like to do business, man, but I always want to see how guys react in the club or a strip club. You know, I like to see how guys move. I'm always watching. And you guys really, you know, kept y'all composure. Y'all very mature. And this is how it happens." And I remember one time I saw Ryan Cameron I don't remember what strip club it was, but I was making a delivery there, quote unquote. And I saw Ryan Cameron there, and he was talking to another guy. And I saw him signing paperwork. And, you know, Ryan's a cool, you know, if any guys from Atlanta, you know who Ryan Cameron is. He's a very popular radio DJ in Atlanta. And Ryan Cameron, you know, I was young, so he's like, "Hey, bro, you know, come over here, man. You want to drink or something?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good, man." And I'm like, "You know, what y'all, you about to?" I said, "Man, you about to buy the strip club?" He was like, "Nah, man. I just negotiated a 5-year contract with V103 again." And I'm like, "Damn, that's interesting." I said, "Business in the strip club." He's like, "Man, that's how we do it." So yeah, man, that's just, you know, you'll be surprised how things work in the real world, man. Shout out to Duca Sardines with a $5 super chat. He said, "Start an LLC, use the business credit, real estate, start your family with women out of America is the best. SYSBM." Very good super chat, brother. Yeah, man, I tell brothers all the time, start them an LLC and build their business credit up. Shout out to my brother Eli Williamson at creditandsync.com. He recently got one of the brothers in the group $900,000 in business credit. He got another brother in the group over $100,000 in business credit. Now, keep in mind, this is a process. I think I did an interview with Eli about 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. And within those 5 months, some guys will refer to him, of course, from the video and in the group. And he was able to build up their portfolio or their credit history to obtain that type of business credit, man. So shout out to my brother Eli with creditandsync.com. If you guys need your credit worked on, You can go. I believe it's. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave a link in the description at the end of the video because I know a lot of guys want to, build your business credit up, man. Because I'm telling you right now, you do not want to use your own hard-earned 9 to 5 money for your business. Trust me from experience. Okay, a lot of times it's gonna be under capital. If you use your personal credit, it's a large possibility you're gonna damage your personal credit. So it's best to use business credit. Shout out to Israel Young Lion for the $5 super chat. Tips for a 22-year-old young man who wants to settle in Ethiopia. I've been there for a month before, and I'm getting my English teaching certificate. Well, like you got it all together, brother. I would just say, you're young. You're doing the right thing by traveling the world. You don't have to always have it figured out, man. Especially if you don't have no mouths to feed. You're not moving. You're 22. You might have a family already. But I'm just saying in general, man, being a man is all about exploring sometime, brother. You're young. Hopefully you're healthy. Go out in the world and explore. If you got a teaching certificate already, look like you got one of the main things under wraps already, and that's your income. I would suggest maybe starting a YouTube channel, maybe starting a small investment, portfolio, whether it be crypto or stocks to try to get you some extra income, get you some type of online hustle, just in case, the money for teaching is not what you want it to be, just create another hustle and live your life, brother. But you are already on the right road. Let me give a couple of shout out to the righteous teacher. He said, get your duns. Hashtag to build business credit. That's correct. Yeah, get your duns. Duns is like a credit bureau for business credit. I have a Duns number as well. So what it does is when you get a commercial account at Staples or something like that, you can pay your Staples card off or pay your Staples account, your commercial account with Staples, and as you pay the balances off, it help build your Duns number up as well. Yeah, King Lou, I didn't want to really get into the details because we don't really know. A lot of people are saying the woman set him up. There is a large possibility. To me, it's almost 50-50. It could have been random. People were watching him. When you buy things like a building, that would get around a neighborhood pretty quickly. They do look at African Americans like they have money. Like I said before, as soon as the guy at the building, the armed security, heard my accent with my little broken Spanish, a big smile came across his face because he was like, okay, you're not a Black Colombian, you're American. Come on in, buddy. So, I definitely understand that. And you're going to have eyes on you at all times. And let me say this real quick, man. You might not think nothing of a little gold chain you might have on, or even a little watch. I wear a watch, but these people, they won't sell. They'll steal anything, man. Real talk. They'll steal anything. Your shoes. They'll take anything, man. Your cell phone. So you just gotta be mindful of that you are in a relatively poor country. And when you walk around here, guys, you will see that people have not eaten in days. I keep a little change on me to give, mostly to women and to the actual native Colombians who don't speak a word of Spanish. They have their own language here. And, I understand, colonization. So I give them a little change here and there, and they be very thankful. It's funny, man, because the natives here are 4 feet. They're very small and they're very red as well. They dress in their traditional clothing, like dresses. So, I tend to, help them out when I see them, and I help out people when I can. If I have some extra food, I, give them my food. But you can't help everybody, man. The infrastructure here in South America is there's no bottom floor here, right? And you have homelessness and poverty in America as well. But here in South America, it's pretty bad, when you see the children on the street asking for money, man. So you have to be just mindful of that. You don't want to have somebody's quarterly salary, hanging off your neck, fellas. Just be mindful. And if something does happen, if they do draw down on you, give it up. Give it up right away. Just give it up right away, man. That would be your best option. So once again, rest in power to our brother Timothy Reed, man. And I also want to shout out a Brooklyn restaurant and lounge in Manila, which is a neighborhood in Medellin, Colombia. We were just walking randomly, and we saw a restaurant that said Brooklyn. And now I think about it, I know somebody was telling me that it's a brother that owned a restaurant out here called Brooklyn. But, I saw Brooklyn, and I said, okay, let me check that out. We walked in, and to my surprise, it was a brother, that owned a restaurant, man. So good brother, very, very good food. I suggest you guys go by there, get a chance. I'm going to interview the brother. He has some very, very good food. The first jerk sandwich I've ever had, okay? And I love Jamaican food. I love jerk chicken. And the sandwich and the vegetables were very good, man. So shout out to that brother who owns that restaurant as well. All right, fellas, let me see if I got any more questions here. Kamal Brooks says, preach. I know a few girls who haven't eaten in days. Yeah, it's tough out here, man. You got the Venezuelans out here. Usually Colombians hire their own. So most people that hire Venezuelans be brothers, or Americans, they hire the Venezuelans. Good people. They work very hard, man. Like I say, Colombians are very tribal. So even if you are Colombian, if you're not from their particular, I would say tribe, like the Paisa people in Medellin, they're going to hire one of their own before they hire any outsider. So the more brothers come out here and, get into entrepreneurship, the better. Because a lot of brothers do hire the Venezuelans. Because believe it or not, man, Venezuelans are they're very black. I'm trying to put it in a better term, but Venezuelans, man, they're pretty much they're darker. They're light skinned. The women are beautiful, very submissive. Their mentality is really different, man. I love dating Venezuelan women. The relationship will be a little bit more traditional with Venezuelan women. They're fine as hell. They're fine as hell too, fellas. So if a woman tells you, I always ask immediately, where you from? They done their areas. Where you from? They done their areas too. And they tell me they from the coast or, Barranquilla, or they say they're Venezuelan. That's a check mark. Boom, Venezuelan. So keep that in mind, man. Shout out to the Venezuelans as well. So, this is why, brothers coming out here to Medellin or to Colombia, period, opening up businesses is very, very, very good. And the country actually welcomes it. So briefly, I'm talking about what me and the lawyer discussed, and I'm going to go ahead and end the show. This wasn't really a long show. I might do another show later on because guess what? We're on lockdown. I can't leave the apartment anyway, guys. So we'll chop it up later on. I'll bring some guys on the panel. But there are ways of getting a visa and citizenship here in Colombia. And it does not cost nearly as much money as you would say you're getting a citizenship in another country. And everything will be legal. There's no money on the table, nothing like that. But you can get 2 visas. You can get a few visas. You can get a student visa, you can get an investment visa, and you can get a retirement visa. And all of them have different stipulations, of course. Of course, student visa, you sign up for a Spanish class that's accredited, that's recognized by the government, and you can stay out here, I believe, 18 months, he was telling me. You have an investment visa, which is a little bit more of an expensive visa, guys. That right there, you have to make a minimum investment of like $85,000 onto a property, whether it be a home or apartment, or whether it be open up a business. Now, it is some crazy little regulations with these visas, like with the investment visa. If you do open up a business here, you can't work for the business. You can own the business, but if these government officials or regulars, whoever they are, if they see you even pick up a broom or a mop, you can actually lose your visa. So you have to be careful with that as well. Then you have what they call a rentista visa, which means that you're making money over in America. You're making enough money to sustain yourself, and you can live here for 5 years, basically. But every year you have to renew your visa again. But those 5 years will be accredited to your citizenship. So little things like this, guys. Very good information for you guys to have. There is a way. You don't have to be a multimillionaire or have $250,000 to become a citizen or get a visa in South America, rather. Joshua Hamrock asks, what is the brother's site for the business credit? I'm going to drop it in the chat. Creditsinsync.com. I just dropped it in the chat, guys. This is it right here. So check out the website. The brother's name is Eli Williamson, and he'll fix your business credit for you, man. So, fellas, I appreciate you guys joining the show. Like I said before, in my opinion, travel is one of the better options. Self-improvement, traveling the world, educating yourself, learning a different language is one of the best investments, in my opinion, for Black men, especially Black men in the States, man. The women, I don't want you guys to focus on the women so much. The women are going to be there. You're going to have women when you come, especially to Colombia. You're going to have women, okay? It's not even a question. You're going to have a different girlfriend every other month. It's however you want to play it. Here, it's a very romance culture. The women need their men here. So it's a beautiful thing here, man. The women, they're just going to be here, fellas. Because I get it all the time. Brothers hit me up. The women. Change your mindset, fellas, okay? The women are going to be here. You don't have to compete. You don't have to peacock. You don't have to buy no Benz, okay? You don't have to try to undercut other brothers. You're going to have women, okay? I don't care if you're 4'11", 300-400 pounds. You will attract a woman here in Colombia and overseas, period. But, the women, in my opinion, I'll try to flip-flop this on this show. I think personally that the women are genuine here. They're genuine here. Like I said, the romance culture, we don't really have a romance culture in America. In America, everything is a negotiation. Everything is business. Everything is a bargain. You might not know it, but everything, they use sex, as like a bargaining tool for men. And they kind of dangle it in front of you. I can almost assure you that there are no Colombian men on OnlyFans. All right. So the women gonna be here, fellas. You're gonna have some women. You're not gonna have any issue with that. It takes a little getting used to. They're very passionate. They're very, very passionate. And no matter what you say, they're not gonna believe that you don't have more than one woman. Okay, they're not gonna believe you. It's like part of the culture of the women here. They want to blow up on you. Okay. they love romance, man. You could be having a nice romantic dinner, whatnot. That Colombian woman will find a way to blow up on you because she wants to blow up on you to make up with you. It's passion, so you got to get used to that. And public affection is something you got to get used to too, fellas. I know we're kind of getting off script here, but I just want to, just tell you guys, man, like, it's not all about the women. The women are going to be here. All right. You don't have to. This is not the Sahara Desert here, fellas. You're going to get women. You can meet women genuinely in person. The best place to meet women here that I've seen in Colombia probably is the mall, the grocery stores, just being out and about. Women are very approachable here. Some of them have little attitudes here and there. But for the most part, and let me preface this real quick. Just not being American is going to get you like a dime piece necessarily, guys, because I have seen that too, where brothers be like, okay, I'm American. I'm get every woman. you're going to get a lot of women, especially Afro-Latinas, okay? Because if you're dating Afro-Latinas, an American is a big step up. Because like I said before, the Afro-Latinas and the lighter-skinned Latina women, they have like this friendly competition. So an American man is a high-value man right off the rip. You're in a different country, they want to learn English because English is the king language, not only here, but around the world. So a lot of women want to learn English. A lot of women want to be with a man they deem educated with some type of status. So they're not even looking at any jewelry. You know, they do like you to dress nice out here. They want you to smell good. I will say this. Cologne goes farther than any jewelry you will wear, fellas. Cologne. Almost every time I have a female over, they look at my colognes, they spray them, they be like, oh, this smells so good. You know, what is this? So cologne goes a long way. Cologne might go further than even your shoes in Colombia, bro. You know, they are very hygienic here, and they love men that smell good. So if you got one of them colognes, like a Gucci or Nautica Blue, you step your cologne game up, you walk up to that woman speaking some broken Spanish with your little accent, oh, man, I don't care if she got 2 boyfriends already. She's going to be interested in you. These women here, man, I'm telling you, they're so interested in American culture. And it's not necessarily they want to go to America, but they love our culture, man. They love Black culture. I'm telling you. I was at a hostel yesterday, and for the most part, it was like Colombians in this particular hostel. You know, one of my guys, one of my friends of mine, he's from French. So I'm the only American in the hostel at this time. So you had, I think, 3 Colombians, a guy from somewhere in Europe, some white guy in Europe, and you had my homeboy, shout out to my brother Jay Brown, who's from France. And guess what music they were playing? Guess what music they always play? They were playing Mary J. Blige, you know? And then they're like, oh, you're from America. Hey. They just get excited because they love our culture, man. They love our culture. We are really the salt of the earth. So you're already popular. You don't need any jewelry, man. And it's funny because I was there and the Colombian woman, she's like, I'm watching you, Aaron. I got my eyes on you because she thought I was flirting with the other Colombian girl. And that's how it is out here, man. These women are just interested in you, period. And they really, I'm never going to say it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, your resources, your money. I'm never going to say that because a man having money and resources is like a woman having nice boobs and a nice ass, right? I mean, you're going to like, every man pretty much likes pretty women. Women like guys with resources, whether you're in America, whether you're in Zimbabwe, you're not going to get around that, fellas. But here, I'm telling you, man, they like you for you too. You know, they like you for you too. Let me cover that. Super chat. James Earl Moe said, all I want are African Colombians. Bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. The Afro-Latinas here are so different, bro. They're so submissive. Very beautiful. And like I say, they're very approachable. Very approachable. The Afro-Latinas here are fly, man. And when you approach them, it's like, just imagine yourself being a celebrity or something. You like Jamie Foxx or something, some big celebrity, and he's going up to a woman talking to him. That's how they look at you to a certain degree, man. And I'm telling you, the conversation will always be had. They want to see who you've dated. They want to see what type of women that you like, and play the game with them. Be like, yeah, I don't really have a preference, you know. They'll look at you like, oh, you like her, you like her. Wow, she's, you know, she has long hair. You know, play the game with them. Make them be a little envious, you know, of other women, man, because you'll get a whole lot more out of them. Shout out to Brian Thomas for the $4.99 super chat. He says, just got my BMT shirt and my passport scheduled to be delivered by 12 p.m. and the flight booked for Sunday out the Matrix. Bless up, fam. Man, I appreciate that support, brother. I really appreciate that. Hey, Brian Thomas, where you headed to, brother? You headed to the DR, Colombia, Brazil? Let me know where you headed to. Shout out to $5 super chat for Nate in your state. He says, I'm here in Colombia, traveling around. I want to link up when I get to Medellin. Yeah, most definitely, Nate. Send me an email, brother, or if you're on my friends, you can DM me on Facebook or inbox me on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Instagram. But email me because I read all the emails, man. So appreciate that super chat. Yeah, man. Like I said, if you come to Medellin, come to Monday through Thursday. Luckily, it's going to be lockdowns all the way through June. So just be mindful of that as well. But fellas, I appreciate you joining me for this little quick show, man. Like I said, rest in peace to the brother Timothy Reed. Condolences to his family. Rest in peace to Shock G. Rest in peace to DMX. Rest in peace to Black Rob and all the other brothers, man. Rest in peace to George Floyd and all the brothers that we lost in the struggle, man, unfortunately. So, guys, get those passports. And when you get a chance, man, cop a T-shirt. Go by the merch store. It's in the description. Check out our shirts. We got shirts, mugs, tank tops as well. Shout out to Eli Williamson with the creditinsync.com as well, man. You guys want to fix your business credit? I always suggest people always ask me, hey, man, what's some first steps to get myself established to where I can quit my job and all that good stuff? Man, get your credit right, bro. They'll give you the money, brother. They'll give you the money. As long as they know you're going to pay it back, they will give you the money. And I tried working 2 jobs, stacking cheese. It just never works out, unfortunately, man. You need that lump sum of cash to get what you want to get done. You want to start a business. You want to buy a big bulk order of products. Get your credit right, man. That's one of the most best things about being an American citizen is access to the financial institutions in America, man. And if your credit is bad, remember, you can always fix it. You can always fix it. And certain institutions, like, certain banks, I'm not going to mention them because you never know who's listening. They'll try to look up your bank accounts and stuff. But certain banks, man, they don't even dwell on your personal credit as much. They have their own credit systems. So if you pay that particular banking institution back, they don't care if you got a 500 or 400 credit score, as long as you get good money with them. And I tell brothers all the time, if you're not a veteran, you don't have access to the type of veteran services overseas, then you want a credit card or something like that where in case you get hurt, try to have a minimum of 10,000 so you can go ahead because sometimes these hospitals won't even operate on you, man, until they get paid, unfortunately. And I've had brothers lose their lives because of that. So you want that credit card. I suggest American Express because they accept that around the world. American Express and Visa, MasterCard, but American Express is really good. And if something happens, you get a credit card, and with your business credit, you can have $500,000 on that credit card, easy. So that should cover any expense you're going to have overseas in South America or Asia, or pretty much almost anywhere in the world, damn near besides possibly Sweden or Great Britain, right? You got 100,000 on a credit card. That's like your medical care, and you can also get medical insurance as well. You can get international medical insurance. This is just some tips, guys, before we end the show. Brian Tubman says, I'm headed to DR. If any brothers in the area, let's link. For sure, man. For sure. So, brothers, appreciate you joining me. Peace.